Hi and welcome to Whiskey Shared. You're watching my review of the Singleton Malt Masters selection. I'm Toby and you're watching Whiskey Shared. Welcome to my review of the Singleton Malt Masters selection. This is the first Singleton I've owned and it comes from the Dufton distillery. The Singleton brand is unusual in the fact it encompasses 3 different distilleries. It is Glendullan, Glenord and Dufton. This particular one, as I said, is from Dufton in Speyside, and the distillery itself dates back to 1896. This particular whisky is non-age statement, it's coloured and possibly chill filtered, it's 40% ABV and it's $38.99. This particular one is made up of refill ex Oloroso and PX sherry casks and also first fill ex bourbon. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. Right, so before I start nose and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that's like a chestnut, but as I stated earlier, it is coloured. Let's start with the nose. Right, so the first thing I get is like pear drops. I love pear drops. There's quite a lot of tropical fruit in there as well. There's like a biscuit note. And there's also some fresh apple. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so there's lots of tropical fruit, and as that dissipates, it turns into dry wood. There is quite a dry wood characteristic that lingers on the palate. There's a little bit of a tingle, there's some pepper there, and yeah, the longer you leave it, the more the pepper builds. Let's have another sip. I'd say I'm starting to get notes of peach, really is quite fruity. There's a little waxiness with this, and there's also quite a decent hint of toffee. Really isn't bad in terms of flavours. Not too many, but they are quite fruity and quite sweet. In terms of finish, there is that dry wood, there is vanilla, and there is a little bit of spice in the form of pepper. In terms of value, well, as I said earlier, this retails for $38.99, which I think is obscene. I think if anybody bought this at $38.99, I would hope they'd be disappointed. But it can be found on offer as low as £20, and I think at 20 to 25, I think this is spot on. For me, I would say this doesn't even taste like a single malt. If you told me this was a blend, I'd probably agree with you. It just doesn't, there's something about it that just doesn't shine. And I think the fact it's so mellow and well-rounded, I think it just lacks a little bit of edge. And yeah, I think it's quite inoffensive, it's quite nice, it's quite soft and subtle, but I think the price has to reflect that. Obviously the big names like Diageo often do have retail prices which are quite high to justify their existence, and when it's on offer it seems like such a bargain. So at 20 to 25 pounds, I would definitely recommend this. It's a nice easygoing dram, but more than that, leave it alone. If this sounded up your street, I'll put a link in the description as always and you can check it out, and if it doesn't for whatever reason, hopefully I'll see you next week. Sauncher.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.